Ton of great news happening for today. $1.6 billion worth of options going ahead set to expire today at the end of this month. We also got a lot of additional news from PayPal, MicroStrategy, and even from Germany's special funds talking about some more news about them solidifying their investments into Bitcoin, which could thus further the price and continue the bull run that we have hoped to see for this year. Now, if you still haven't done so already, make sure you guys hit that like button down below and let's get started with this video. All right, so the global crypto market cap for today is at $1.54 trillion or a 1% decrease over the last day. Seeing a little bit less volume in the last 24 hours at $77.4 billion, and Bitcoin's dominance going down just a tad at 0.60%, but I wouldn't say this is really substantial at all. Bitcoin's price is currently at $39,000 at the time of this recording, while other altcoins in the market seem to be either trading rather sideways, a little flatter, but still seeing a mixed volume of both green and red. Now, what's most fascinating to me is to see Ethereum going back up to $2,300. Just yesterday, we saw it pulling up about 6% for the day. Now, like I mentioned, with Ethereum's hard fork upgrade coming up, $3,000 for Ethereum is not out of the realm of question, and that is an expectation that I have for this cryptocurrency, especially while Bitcoin continues to accumulate more volume. Now, on top of Ethereum having about a 15% gain in the last 7 days, XRP has surprisingly finished this week pretty strong as well, up 24%. Now, we have Cardano, Binance, Dogecoin, all rather still flat. Cardano's still at $1.27 or up 9% in the last week, but we still haven't seen that huge amount of altcoin rush that we would normally expect whenever we get larger volume entering Bitcoin. So if we go over into the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, we'll actually notice that we're breaking the scale a little bit more towards the green even today. So now we are at a 53. Yesterday we were at a 50, coming from the extremely fearful category, and last month being an overall fearful month. But right now, even with the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index continuing to improve, we are seeing more clear sentiment that people are regaining confidence into investing into the crypto market, especially with Bitcoin. Now, if we take a look at the Bitcoin 5-day charts, we'll notice that it really has been one volatile week so far. So Bitcoin starting at around $40,000, dipping down below. That's when we had that initial pullback and everyone thought, oh, that was just a fake out and a dead cat bounce. But we saw Bitcoin quickly accumulating after that, dropping back down a little bit more, and then going past, breaking $40,000 once again, having some more dips here and there, continuing to fight $40,000 as that resistance levels. And then last night, it looks like we had a little bit of another dip, but really good news right now is we're seeing more recovery today. So like I mentioned earlier in this video, the reason why we had this dip in the middle of the night is because we are having many options expiring. That is actually going to be around $1.4 to $1.6 billion worth of options going to expire. Now, if you don't know too much about options or even the reason why this affects the price of Bitcoin, this article here by Decrypt does one of the best jobs in explaining this now. So they state here, Bitcoin options contract allows traders the option of buying Bitcoin at a set price. Contracts can be traded throughout the month, typically until the last Friday, which is today, meaning those who have purchased contracts can wait until the very last minute to see how the price shakes out. At any point, they can exercise the option or sell it to someone else. If they do neither, the option expires. So what you also have to know is the max pain point theory. We've talked about this previously on our channel as well. And the importance for this refers to the point at which overall traders get the least bang for their buck. In essence, it's the area around which they would be better off just buying Bitcoin rather than having wasted money buying the options to buy Bitcoin in the first place. So this part is really important here. According to crypto data provider Nomics, Bitcoin is currently trading at $39,700, an improvement on the $35,000 it was trading at just 1 month ago. As a result, many traders who bought options as crypto prices were swooning stand to get a discount if they exercise their options now that markets have partially recovered. They'll buy at, say, $35,000 tomorrow instead of the $39,000 of where it's at right now. And those purchases could then in turn push the price of Bitcoin even higher. Now, this type of data clearly shows an indication indication of bullish activity, meaning that we could see a better increase in price over this weekend with Bitcoin. Now, although Bitcoin previously in the past have shown to go down rather on weekends, right now another factor that we have to look at is the 100 moving average for the price of this crypto. So if you take a look at the 100-day moving average, you can see how far off the current prices from that line was actually to be. Now, within the past week or two, we have now been seeing the actual price of Bitcoin meeting that 100-day moving average, and what we need to do is to see it either surpass it or just hold steady and not go under. This is a strong indication as well that we are going to continue to see more bullish pressure, meaning an increase in the price for Bitcoin. Now, only time will tell what may happen in the next few weeks, but the important thing to note is that we are seeing some incredible action with the price of Bitcoin right now. If we are able to continue breaking $40,000, even if that happened 150 times, it just shows that we're getting more additional support for that layer, and that's going to give us the foundation to start hitting newer, higher resistance levels, 42, then 45, then 50, and then we're back on track for this bull run. So a lot of the bears are still kicking and screaming and crying in their closets right now because Bitcoin has really been doing the opposite. If you ever watch the movie The Big Short, Michael Burry's been saying that Bitcoin was going to crumble and it's not going anywhere, and he's been very vocal about his tweets on to the platform, and it looks like we got another tweet talking about how he may have deleted his account because of how far off his recent prediction was. The issue that we have with Michael Burry is that he did call one market crash, but he has made so many predictions in the last few years that have not come to fruition, one involving cryptocurrency. Now, one more thing with regards to Bitcoin, we've actually been seeing both whales and fish starting to accumulate more Bitcoin while it rallies to $40,000. What are whales? What are fish? So whales are just going to be the larger wallets. It could be institutions or someone who's just a multi-millionaire that are just trading multiple amounts of cryptocurrency. And even in this past week, we were getting some on-chain data showing that there's a lot of crypto actually getting traded, moving off of exchanges, moving into 9 different wallets. So a lot of very interesting activity. The data showing here is clear. Not only are smaller fish like us, the shrimp boys out here, still accumulating Bitcoin, but now institutions still are. So if we take a look at the accumulation trend of this chart too, we can go ahead and see that every time we hit this peak, we were getting some whales or many groups of all sizes starting to accumulate. Now, anytime we had more retail investors, you can notice this print right here. When small fish are the only ones to accumulate, it's hard to sustain the price. We need more institutional buyers. We need stronger amounts of, I would say, just bank balances in order to get the price of Bitcoin up, because no matter how many people we have in numbers, we are still considered shrimps relative to the size of buying power that institutions still have. So right now, we're actually seeing that more whales have been accumulating. Even in this past dip, we're seeing them continuing to add in their positions while retail investors are starting to get back on to that crypto wave once again, only because that crypto fear and greed index, it's also showing an indication how people are saying, maybe crypto is going to go back to maybe we do have a strong chance. And right now, it's flipping very hard from the fearful nature that we were having just a few weeks ago now to people trying to FOMO back into crypto. And now I'm getting DMs every day now like, Brian, do I need to go back into crypto as soon as they sell at the bottom? So it's hard for your ordinary retail investors who don't have access to videos like this on YouTube, where anytime they hear anything from their family or friends or they see something on the news, that's when they FOMO into crypto thinking they're going to miss out on the price. That is not how you want to invest, and hopefully my viewers are educated enough to not make those type of decisions. Either just dollar cost averaging slowly to your investment. Once you have profits, slowly start taking off your initial investment off the table and continue to average in, because like I said, I'm so bullish on Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies compared to any other investment on the market. Now, on top of that, we have investing app Wealthfront to offer Grayscale's Bitcoin and Ethereum products. So Wealthfront is a big company. Some of you guys may actually have some of your investment accounts with them. And what you can do now is use your Wealthfront account, go ahead and buy Bitcoin through Grayscale. So this is going to be another huge opportunity to allow more retail investors and even larger pockets to start entering these positions. Grayscale has really made a tremendous impact on the crypto industry by allowing the connection to happen with retail investors and larger institutions for us to access. Now, outside of the US, we actually have Germany, and we talked about about this a few weeks back, but the special funds is actually going into effect Monday. That's going to allow up to 20% of holdings to start going into Bitcoin. They stated in this article, in Germany, special funds are mainly used for investments by institutions such as pension companies and insurers. Under this new legislation, Deca Bank would become just one of about 4,000 German firms eligible to buy Bitcoin. Deca Bank, which currently holds $403 billion in assets under management, said the following response to Bitcoin Magazine: Deca doesn't offer any open-ended special AIFs that can invest in cryptocurrencies at the moment. Currently, we are reviewing our options, but to be clear, no decision has been made yet. Now, there's also reports saying that the 20% that they are allowed to invest into Bitcoin is going to take anywhere from 3 to 5 years for them to fully meet that capacity. So I don't think this is going to be just a bullish signal Monday where we start seeing the price of Bitcoin exploding, but this is definitely a good start for, like I said earlier, larger institutions and whales having access to buy crypto. And once they have these conversations and they really think more about strategy and long-term plans for their clients, their consumers, and whoever they invest for, we're going to continue to see more money getting accumulated into what we know as digital gold, and over time, it's just going to continue to grow. In addition to that, PayPal CEO touts promise of digital wallets for stimulus payments. So PayPal CEO Dan Schulman raised the possibility of using digital wallets to distribute stimulus funds rather than the current slow and expensive banking system. So what this refers to are those economic stimulus payments that we received at the beginning of this pandemic, and now that there's a possibility of the Delta variant continuing to ravage on, and we may go into a second shutdown, and knowing the administrators that we have in the government right now in office, there's a strong possibility we could be seeing additional stimulus at the end of this year if we continue to see more restaurants, more businesses close down once again. So I made a prediction. I think we are going to have another lockdown. I could be completely wrong, but I'm just preparing for that because I think quarter 3, quarter 4, if things do pick up, and seeing what we're seeing in at least other countries like South Korea, I just would not be surprised if this happens again in the United States, and that would result in more stimulus, and this would justify all of the money printing that we've been experiencing, and that short-term car outages and the short-term price inflation rates that Jerome Powell continues to mention in his CPI reports. So if we do get more stimulus, if you guys remember the first time we got this, it was a nightmare. Some people actually didn't get, some people actually still don't have their stimulus, which sounds crazy because we've had about 2 to 3 of them getting released. So what you have to know up until this point is the fact that with all these stimulus payments, there are ways for the government to release this quicker. If I were to transfer money from my bank account to a friend or another company, oftentimes if I were to wire that, it would take anywhere from 2 to 3 business days. Imagine if you had a weekend and a holiday, it could take even longer for that, up to a week for your money to get in. So with Americans trying to receive stimulus payments, it was a headache earlier. I remember doing those stimulus check update videos and seeing the comments in my videos and people literally just getting ripped off by the government, man. I know that people had the expectation of getting the stimulus checks, but it always seemed like the people who needed it the most were the ones that were just having a very difficult time getting it. So PayPal CEO Dan Schulman just introduces the idea of utilizing cryptocurrency or any of these type of digital assets or products that we have in order to expedite this. So people are getting scammed. The IRS were getting multiple fake websites. People were getting phone calls about their stimulus checks. It just was not coming out in a timely manner. There was one incident before in the past where they were getting sent out to dead people, people who were passed away that were getting stimulus checks, and you know, they made an error on that. And it was just time and time again, we were hearing so many different stories of the government just screwing this up. So moving forward, if we do get additional stimulus, there are ideas that if they had their own central bank digital currency, that we could go ahead, expedite that, secure that, and actually track all of it using the blockchain system. So that would be really cool. And that would actually expedite and further the mass adoption of cryptocurrency as well, because we get real world utility and everyone from around the world would be able to see, hey, crypto is actually used for something. You can actually find value from this instead of still mailing out checks or depositing it into bank accounts. And then if you mess up, then you have to wait like 3 months to confirm with the IRS, which is always understaffed and never doing the best job with customer support. Now, one more article to finish this video up. So MicroStrategy goes ahead and plans to continue amassing Bitcoin. So Saylor noted that the Tysons Corner, Virginia-based company latest funding had allowed it to increase its digital holdings to more than 105,000 Bitcoin. They also stated, "We continue to be pleased by the results of the implementation of our digital asset strategy," he said, adding that we intend to continue to deploy additional capital into our digital asset strategy. MicroStrategy went ahead and reported $125.4 million in revenue for the quarter, or a 13.4% increase over the figure from the same period a year ago. So it looks like even with those reports in the last week, they are down 1.53%. Let me pull it out to the month. Yeah, when Bitcoin had that spike, I'm not surprised to see that MicroStrategy jumped up all the way from $539 to $676 at the peak. So right now, I mean, there is still a lot of volatility in this asset right here, but always step back. Always take a look back. Even in the 1 year, they're still up 406%. Now, as we continue to further progress into this year, we're just getting more and more good news about mass adoption. And we're even seeing more, I would say, controlled regulation of the crypto space, which in its entirety is still good. We recently had news about leverage trading go down. In my opinion, that is very good. You shouldn't be buying Bitcoin on 200x plus leverage. You should be investing on your own accord, slowly accumulating and not treating it as this high risk gambling opportunity. With all that being said, I'm very curious to see what's going to happen going into the month of August, and if things start to warm up Q3 going into Q4, and that is what I'm going to be very, very hopeful for. Let me know down below in the comments how you guys feel about the overall state of the crypto market, and comment down below. We always do a secret phrase word, meaning if you watch this video to the end, you comment it down below. Let's do Notepad. Comment that down below if you guys are watching this till the end. Have a great, amazing weekend. Thank you all so much again for watching. If you still haven't subscribed, make sure you guys go ahead and do that. I would love for y'all to join the jungle. And on top of that, don't forget to check out the links down below in the description. Check out Webull, 2 free stocks, one valued up to $1,850 after you deposit $100 into the app. Don't forget to check out BlockFi, where you can earn interest on your crypto, as well as getting a little Bitcoin bonus by using my link as well. One final thing, don't forget to check out Surfshark. That's a VPN that keeps you protected, and you also get 83% off and 3 months free if you use my link down below. Follow me over on Instagram at CreditBrian if you guys have not done so already, and have a beautiful day. Thank you all so much again, and until next time, peace out.